Hey everybody, I am so excited. You guys ready? You ready for this? We're gonna have one of the most amazing shows. I have one of my favorite people on tonight. And so Adam is his name, Adam Riviere, and Riviere. I always say the last one wrong. So just, he'll say it right and it'll be amazing. It'll just be amazing. But he is one of the most amazing musicians I have ever worked with or played with. And actually, I don't know if I've ever actually played with him. That needs to be something we fix. Just gonna put that one out there. But he has helped us get some gigs, and he's a great friend, and it's just a beautiful thing to have. It's a beautiful thing to have friends. It's a beautiful thing. So my little mascot here, remember her name? It's Kaylee Rain. Kaylee Rain will be here looking over our shoulder, making sure that we are okay at all times. That's right. So Kaylee Rain is right there. We got Baby Yoda because, right? And then, of course, the doctor. Come on. Who doesn't want the doctor in their life? So, you guys, come on. Come on to the show. I'm giving you just guys a little bit of time. Oh, there's me. I'm making sure that I am here and can see you guys when you come in to the Facebook page. But if the best place to watch us is the YouTube channel. So you guys ready for this? You go to the YouTube channel because Facebook cuts us off at a certain time. So I'm just letting you know. Go to youtube.com/C/Celtic Rain and you'll find us. You'll find me and my show right there, right now. It's showing right now for you guys because we love you so much. I love you so much. Oh, guys, you want to see this? This is really cool. You ready? I have feathers. I love feathers so much. It's just clips in my hair. But these are my fun feathers that walk with me, and this is the feather that drives me crazy because it keeps sticking me in the head. I know, but it's cute. Oh, we have Lewis. Hey, Lewis. By the way, let's guess his name, right? It's Lewis. Just saying. Okay, so just saying hi and having such a great time. Thank you so much. So we have just started the show. Tonight, we're going to have this. Adam is one of these people that plays percussion. Ridiculous. He's ridiculous. And I cannot wait for you to hear him. And so that he's going to be coming on after the third song. As you guys know, we always have our musician or band. We play some songs, and then you guys get to meet these beautiful people. And it's one beautiful person tonight, but he plays with all sorts of groups, which is pretty amazing. Just saying. And then we're also going to have all sorts of other kinds of music. But the songs that we're going to have for these next songs, let me just tell you about them. It's called Songs from the Wood by El Troubadour. You guys remember El Troubadour? They were on 2 or 3 weeks ago. Anyways, they were on a little bit later than that. Anyways, needless to say, they're a band that literally plays songs that are on old instruments, but they dress up like Klingons. It's really amazing. So, Songs from the Wood, we're going to have from El Troubadour. And then, Almost Home by Jeremy Crambaugh. And I'm trying to get him on the show. But I booked all of June and July for our guests already. And I'm filling up August right now. So let's see if I can get him in there. And then, you guys ready? I will be singing P.A.A.Su, Celtic Rain, obviously. Samuel will be playing the guitar, and you get to hear our P.A.A.Su, which is absolutely gorgeous. I actually recorded that. We recorded that as one of our first albums when we first got married. And so it's an older song for us, but it is just a classic. So just saying, right? So then we'll get to hear Adam. So you guys, I cannot wait for you guys to hear this beautiful music. So if you're ready, we get to hear some amazing music right now. You guys ready? Here we go.
me bring you songs from the wood to make you feel much better than you can know. Show you how life goes, dusty down from tip to toe. I hold you steady as you go. Join the chorus if you can. It'll make of you an honest man. Let me bring you love from the fields. Poppies red and roses filled with summer rain. To heal the wound and still a pain. And let the dance again and again. As you glide down Lover's Lane. Life's celebrations here. I'll toast you all in pretty cheer. Let me bring you all things refined. Galleons and lutes served in chilling ale. Greetings when I farewell hail. I am the wind to fill your sail. I am the cross to take your nail. And singer in these ageless times. With kitchen prose and gutter rhyme. Something to go making you feel much better. Something to go making you feel much better. Something to go making you feel much better. Something to go making you feel much better.
One, two, three, four. Driving down the road tonight, the one to get back by your side. I'm almost home to you. Trying to make a few more bucks, hoping with a little luck, one day I won't have to go. Almost home, almost home, almost home, almost home. I know it's been a trying year. It's only thanks to you, my dear, that I made it through. You are my way, my truth, my life. Nothing's ever felt so right. You give me something to believe. Almost home, almost home, almost home, almost home. Sit around and talk about our Sundays, but some days don't have to wait. We've got all we need, so let's live for today home is you right by my side. My home is you right by my side. Almost home, almost home, almost home, almost home. Driving north to you tonight, the road to get back by your side. My home is next to you. You are my home. 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 You are my home.
Oh, you guys. Yes, that was quite a while ago, but I'm telling you right now, it was amazing. I actually, Samuel is listening right now because he's coming back from a gig. I actually would love to pull out some of those songs again and just absolutely bless the socks off of people. So we have had some more people come on. We have had, let's just look right here. We have had Sarah come on, and we have had Adam is obviously in the house because he's come in to talk to all of you. Ron and Molly are on, you guys, and we have Ulf also, and he Ulf says woohoo. Okay, this is in another language. Thank you, and there you go. So I will Google translate that later, but thank you for your comment. I'm just saying, you're awesome. But right now, you guys ready? We're gonna bring on the amazing Adam. Just say it right now. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. Hi, Adam. How are you?
I'm all sorts of disco. How's your world?
Oh, no, that's some good stuff right there. My world can be disco at points, that's for sure. That's for sure. That's awesome. My world is actually pretty freaking good right now, really.
Yeah,
you want to be completely honest about it. So you have the most amazing setup of drums and all these things. What is your musical background? Where did you start with all of this?
So a lot of us Gen Xers, we were forced to, play piano. All our parents is like, got to go to the piano teacher that's in your neighborhood, and which is what I did. Did that for like 4 years, and then I was trying to remember. So I probably started really early in elementary because I didn't get into drums and percussion until the summer after my 4th grade year, and
Wow.
and it was pretty much my piano teacher telling my parents saying, "Well, he's not going to be a concert pianist." So, however, but she mentioned to them there was this. For those who don't know, there was this really hokey organ back in the day called a clavinova.
Oh, I know exactly what that is.
And
Yeah.
and so part of the lessons was going to that just for something different. And
Yeah.
I excelled at that because we would have these books that had this little microchip that you would plug into the clavinova, and it would do the backing tracks. And on the songs my teacher was teaching me, I immediately just locked into tempo and was right into it, and would
Nice.
flow really well with it. And even my
Yeah.
teacher says, like, yeah, she goes, even some of my more, phenomenal piano players can't lock in a tempo that quickly. It's like they don't have that natural rhythm. They're able to, have some air and breathe, and they can flow. But when there's a beat, it's a lot more difficult for them to grasp that concept. So she just told my
Absolutely.
parents he needs to be a drummer. She goes, you can't really, for what he has, you can't really teach that. And so next thing you know, my dad and so I recall, or maybe it was both but I definitely recall my dad at this music shop in Bloomington called Smith and Holden, and my brother was
Nice.
taking guitar lessons, and he walks in. We go to the back room because all the drums were always in the back room,
They
and
always are. It's hilarious to me. You have to walk through the whole storage to get to the drums.
just to get to the drums, and
Yeah.
and she goes, "What do you think about that drum set?" And the owner there, George, was there, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's like, "Go ahead, son, get behind it." And I was like, "Okay." So they just gave me some sticks real quick, and I just kind of messed around. And they're like, "What do you think?" I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." They're like, "Great, it's yours." I'm like, "Oh!" And I immediately started lessons, and again, this was in Bloomington, Indiana.
Nice.
So it was from there I got exposed to a lot. But I said my dad, he was a huge fan of like big band jazz. He was born in '41, so he had
Nice.
that upbringing in terms of like jazz and bebop. So he kind of raised me on that, and so I became a jazz drummer right off the bat. And so I got exposed to a lot of the Latin, Afro-Cuban, bossa nova, and just you get more world influences on jazz, on just how it, especially throughout the years, all the way from the aughts through like the all the way up till like today, obviously, but even just
Yeah.
for the decades, it spanned almost every genre you can think of. And being in Bloomington, I got exposed to all that world music and culture. And it was a shop called Athena that at the time was located right next to the Buskirk Chumley Theater. And one of
Nice.
the owners, Mary Beth Fender, this was like during the 4th Street Art Fair. Walked by the festival, and there was all the hand drums, specifically an Ashiko. So that was my first like big hand drum that I bought, and it was a used
Yeah.
one, but it sounded good. And there was a gentleman from Brazil that was playing it, and he was trying to sell it over through consignment. And I played it and was having fun, getting all the he taught me some basics. I got it, and Mary Beth she was like, "Well, you're pretty good," and then from there I kind of grew up hanging out at Athena. That was like my go-to place.
Yeah.
Because I'm originally
Nice.
from the town of Martinsville, where there's just a whole lot of nada going on. It's a small, it's a rural town, and just to where nothing really exciting kind of happens there. Just outside of cow tipping, which I have done, and
Wow,
but I
that's
was like,
hilarious.
oh yeah,
I've-
you hang out
I
with the
got
football
some,
players,
I
you
got some
try it.
Southern in my blood, but I have actually never tipped a cow. So there you go. I have friends who have, but I have actually never done that. So good for you. But
yeah.
I know for you, you play all over. You play so many different things and so many different kinds. You actually got us the gig over in Muncie? Was it the Muncie area?
Oh yeah, the
At
Minnetrista.
the
Yeah.
Ministrista, yeah, at
Yeah.
their fairy
Various rites and
festival.
lights. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited! I'm hoping they have that this year because it's just like,
Yeah.
bring it back. COVID needs to just be done, and like, let's figure
It's
this out.
outdoors. So
It's totally outdoors,
You
and
just
then,
hope.
you know, by that point, we'll all be vaccinated across everything you have,
Yes.
right? By the way, get your vaccination. Yeah. So I just can't imagine a world without your musicianship. We're gonna play an amazing song that you actually have written or played with. Tell us about Lost Walker.
Yeah, so that song actually utilizes two very ancient instruments. One being the Aboriginal didgeridoo, which the one
Which
I
you
actually
have
record.
next to you.
Yeah. This one is one of my newer ones. It's a bamboo one, but the one I
Nice.
recorded with, and I still have, it's actually the one I started with is like 25 years old, and it actually comes from
Wow.
Australia. In the Aboriginal, for some of the specific tribes, they call it Yadaki. We can get in
Wow.
a fun tale about how I got the name didgeridoo. But I had that, and then the ancient Pueblo flute. I can't remember if oh yeah, I actually have that. So this little
There you
guy.
go.
So it's a rim blown flute. It's perfectly hollow, and this one is influenced by like the ancient Pueblo. What's used to be recognized as like an Anasazi style flute, but we don't use that term. It's like a derogatory term, which the vast majority of a lot of native terms are derogatory, and unfortunately, a lot of
sad.
people you just don't know. Well, they're
Yeah.
derogatory, but it's because of other tribes gave them that name. Because
there you
Anasazi
go.
was done by the neighboring Navajo, ripping on them. But anyways, so I had these two instruments, but it was influenced by the tale of like a walkabout, but more or less this was, derived from that as like both like just that spiritual, mental, physical journey that just, not just for like a man, but anybody that
Yeah.
goes through. And that's not so much like just having an epiphany, but is like truly just taking in everything that is the world around you, and then also yourself in it, to really
love
find
that.
your place and your strength. And I always enjoyed, or just any type of, it's not really folklore or legend, this is truth, what, the Aborigines would go through. Like, as it said,
Yeah.
you can put an Aboriginal in a room with absolutely no windows, and you can say, okay, which way is north, and he'll know, just
Yeah.
because of just innate and just that
I
development.
can never do that. Like,
Yeah.
Samuel's like, turn north. And I'm like, no, is that left or right? Don't do this to me. So, Aborigines, we all need them in our life because I am not that person. I am so not. I can only imagine having that gift.
So
Let's
that'll be
just
the
put
next
that one out there.
GPS system. We have
Right.
Google, we have Waze. The next one will just be called Walkabout. And so
Walkabout, yeah.
that way you can have absolutely no satellite communication, and it just knows where to go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes, but
you just
but
have an
that,
Aborigine in your car with you because that would
Yeah.
just be the perfect thing right there.
yeah, but that was the main influence. So something that was very deep, and even on my YouTube page, I had a video done. I worked with a very wonderful
Nice.
creative team that had a vision that I loved. I'm like, do it. Here's the money that you need to do it. And I have a small bit in it, but yeah, it's
So tell us your YouTube page.
Yeah,
What is
so
your
the
YouTube
YouTube-
page?
yeah. So just even my YouTube page is just as you go to YouTube, and then it's just Adam Riviere.
Nice. And
Yeah.
that's Adam, ADAM, RIVIERE, just so you guys know. So on YouTube. Go see his music. That is awesome. Well, we're going to talk with you a little bit later, of course, some more. And you're going to dance with us a little and be just goofy, because goofy is... It's all about what Celtic Rain Radio Show is about, just having a beautiful time together, just having fun and listening to some of the most amazing independent and small label artists I have ever heard. So I'm going to say goodbye for the moment. Bye. And then you guys. Okay, so Adam, right? Crazy awesome. Just saying. He'll be back with us 2 more times and then just say goodbye. But you guys, okay, so I wanted to say, Elf, thank you so much for translating that for me. I love the interpretation of PAA, so thank you, Guy. Thank you so much. Because that means a lot to me. And it's just, I love singing, period. I love music. But you guys know, that if you have music you want to send to me, you can send it to celticrain777@gmail.com. I will totally take that in. The only requirements are that you're a small label artist or an independent artist, and it has to be family friendly. Okay, so let's be nice to everybody. That's kind of my thing, all right? And so those are my requirements. Also, if it's just a scratch track, sometimes those are great, and sometimes they're just not playable. So I will tell you, and we'll work with you and have a great time, right? So that's kind of what we need to remember about that. So it's always awesome to know what it is. But let's talk about the songs that are coming up. You guys ready? Of course, you just heard about The Lost Walker. I got a book. You see, I organized myself. Organization. My papers were everywhere. This is the 15th show, people. 15. It's been amazing. Thank you. Have a nice day. And then we have El Coror by it's Victor Sierra. Now understand, this is steampunk like rock music, and they sing in English and they sing in another language, and I think it's French, but I'm really not sure. So if you guys want to help me figure out what this language is, that would be amazing. Put it in the comments. I need to know. Help me, please help me. Okay. And then we have, you guys ready? Shine Your Light by Sacred Shaman. It's kind of a Middle Eastern dance meditation, which goes perfectly with the understanding of what tonight's show is about, which is Adam. Very dance-like, very meditation-like, very interesting and beautiful. So I would ask you, open your eyes and let's have some amazing music. Let's go.
Tampoco no
You guys, right? The music kind of speaks to you, kind of makes everything so amazing. I'm telling you right now, I get blown away by the stuff you guys send me. So again, CelticRain777 @gmail.com. If you got music, I want it. I want to play it. I want to play your stuff. I want to show the world how amazing you are, okay? Yeah, because here's a testimony. I have so many people that watch this show from all over the world. And Alf Rios, I'm saying this wrong. I'm so sorry, baby. Rios, right? Alf Rios, they're Spanish. So they just listened to one of the songs and it totally spoke to their heart because it was in their language. I'm saying you right now, I play all kinds of music, all languages. In fact, I just got some music from a French artist, which the artists, I should say, because there's more, and it was they're amazing. They're amazing. So there's going to be French, there's going to be Spanish. I wasn't sure if it was Spanish or Portuguese, so thank you so much for clearing that up for me. And I have zero problem playing other languages because I have so many people who listen to this show. Please, please, please send me all your stuff. I love it all. I love it all. But we have some amazing songs coming up next. You ready? We have, so Celtic Rain, our Piper, did a song called The Golden Ring. And so he's going to do that song for you. The Golden Ring. And then we're going to sing, then we're going to hear I Will Rise by Scott Ziegler. And I'm actually going to have him on the show coming up, I think in June. No, I got to talk to him. He's one I want in August. So I got to talk to Scott. Scott, if you're listening, I want to talk to you about coming on the show in August. I know, I'm totally just throwing that out there. Anyways, and then I have the Humors of Whiskey by Laughing Jack. So who doesn't like just a little bit of a drinking song, right? I'm just saying. It's amazing. Drinking songs are great. They allow us to just let go and have a great time. So Laughing Jack, we love you. And let's start a little bit off with some pipes. Here we go.
It's a war of attrition, but my inhibition
cause for the blame. Lord, I wanna do right. Help me stop the wrong. Wanna walk in the light. Oh, today I will rise again. Not alone in this fight. Overcoming from within. Walk by faith, not by sight. No. Oh yeah. I'm wasting too much time entertaining angels. The masquerade is light. Like a cloud that brings no rain, they leave me high and dry again. The time has come for making a change. I will not be the same. No, today I will rise again. Not alone in this fight. Overcoming from within. Walk by faith, not by sight. Today I will rise again. Not alone in this fight. Overcoming from within. Walk by faith, not by sight. No. Walk by faith. Gotta walk by faith. Light my mind's eye from the darkness that tries to seduce me. Light my mind's eye from the darkness that seeks to take my soul. Do you feel like I do? It's coming around the corner. The enemy's facing you. So what are you gonna do? Do you see the game he's playing? Knocking it down, you're fading. But the battle is raging. So what are you gonna do? Do you feel like I do? It's coming around the corner. The enemy's facing you. So what are you gonna do? Do you see the game he's playing? Knocking it down, you're fading. But the battle is raging. So what are you gonna do? Gotta rise again, yeah. You got to rise again, rise again, today I will rise again. Not alone in this fight. Overcoming from within. Walk by faith, not by sight. No, today I will rise again. Not alone in this fight. Oh, overcoming from within. Walk by faith, not by sight. I will rise, I will rise, I will rise again.
Come, guess me this riddle. What suits pipes and fiddles? What's hotter than mustard, milder than cream? What best what's your whistle? What's clearer than crystal, sweeter than honey and stronger than steam? What will make the dumb talk? What will make the lame walk? What's the elixir of life and the philosopher's stone?
Tell me, Father.
St. Patrick in heaven, you'll know when you're given a taste of the whiskey from Ireland's own. Now, while a babe in me cradle, me nurse with a ladle was filling me mouth with a potion of pep when a drop from her bottle fell into me throttle. I capered and scrambled clean out of her lap. On the floor I lay crawling, screaming and bawling, till mother and father soon came to the fore, all the sobbing and the sighing. Sure, they thought I was dying, but found I was only crying for more. Now, in my youthful aggression, through times of depression, my childhood impressions still clung to me mind, for at school or at college, the basis of knowledge I never could gulp till with whiskey combined. And all the while growing, times ever bestowing on Aaron's potation a flavor so fine, howe'er they may lecture on Jove and his nectar itself is the only true liquid divine. Since its perfection, no doctor's direction, no psychic connection or scientific cure, no medical potions, serums, or lotions could dare to compare with a drop of the pure. This liquid so rare, if you're willing to share, the demons of mind and flesh it will fend, for a drop has the merit to heal the true spirit, your heart, body, and soul it will mend. This golden treasure holds wealth beyond measure. No diamonds or jewels, pearls, metals or such, or gold hoarding zealot could hope to make jealous, or Solomon himself with its Midas touch. No liquid cosmetic for lovers athletic or bodies pathetic could give such a boom, nor a sweet by the powers in the garden of flowers ever gave their own bowers such a darling perfume. At the mouth you would drool, be reduced to a fool. You'd kick up your heels, you'd peel to the buff. And there's not like whiskey to make maidens frisky, if only you'd taste a few drops of the stuff. So stick to the creature, the best thing in nature for sinking your sorrows and lifting your joys. At courting, at fighting, ooh, there's none so exciting. It soon separates all the men from the boys. Come, guess me this riddle. What suits pipes and fiddles? What's hotter than mustard, milder than cream? What best wets your whistle? What's clearer than crystal, sweeter than honey and stronger than steam? What will make the dumb talk? What will make the lame walk? What's the elixir of life and the philosopher's stone?
Tell me, Father.
St. Patrick in heaven, you'll know when you're given a taste of the whiskey from Ireland's own. That was whiskey before breakfast, or as I like to think of it, whiskey for breakfast, the true breakfast of champions.
Sometimes we have a little bit of music and a lot of poetry. Sometimes we have a little bit of poetry and a lot of music. Just saying. Sometimes we also have a beautiful artist named Adam, which we have now, and I need to unmute you because that's the way things work. So, yay! Hi. All the clicks. I got to do all the clicks is my problem.
Yes.
So, yay. So you have so many instruments in front of you right now. Tell me about the instruments you're playing. That's awesome.
Yeah, so pretty much this is my this was my pandemic rig, but also is my live performance
Nice.
rig as well. So I have my my didgeridoo in front of me. I have a djembe. I travel only with 2 congas. Normally I would have 3, but that just got a lot to schlep, and I didn't want to deal with it. So I just have my quinto and my tumba that I play, and then I have to get it out from its little nook. I have an mbira I've got a wireless like unit on. So this is the Zimbabwean instrument, where a lot of people just call them thumb pianos or kalimba. But if you talk to a Zimbabwean musician who does Shona music, you don't call it kalimba or a thumb piano, you will be shunned. It is an mbira to their tradition.
An umbera. Good to know. Yep. We need to think about that for sure. That is a massive umbera. I'm used to the little ones.
Yeah, no, that one's big because it actually has a guitar pickup built into it.
That's amazing.
And I've got my larger size darbuka or doumbek or Egyptian tabla or durbeki or doumbelek. Just the drum doesn't know its name until it gets there.
There's a lot of names for that, obviously.
And
yeah.
In my Brazilian, I got a berimbau, so I use this for sure. So yeah, so you'll just have a stick, steel wire, and a gourd amplification. Very popular in capoeira music, and I use it a lot for my various little projects, obviously. And then a lot of my different like native style flutes. So this one is probably the only one I do a lot of presentations with. It. This one is actually a replica of a flute that was gifted to an Italian explorer in the early 1800s. So that's why they refer to this as the Beltrami flute.
That's amazing.
So yeah, so it's a very unique scale. So it's like plains native, so like Lakota.
That's
and
amazing.
So the head of the garfish. And hopefully my friend will make some more replicas for me to enjoy and play.
That would be. So you play all of these instruments, all of them.
Not at once. I can do a few at once, but not all.
I mean, not all at the same time. I'm just saying that
I'm still trying
to play all of these. Yeah. So what I would so you obviously make your own music, but
yes.
What other groups do you play with? Because I know you play with belly dancers and all sorts of different people. Who do you play with?
Yeah, so one of my other projects that I'm part of is called Indie Rocks, and that's RAQS, and that's like a Middle Eastern style. We do a lot of the traditional and classical music. So some
nice.
songs that go back, centuries old, and some that are, anywhere from like the late 1800s, throughout to like the 60s and 70s, but extremely like popular, very popular songs. And even like myself and the oud player, Andy Smith, we have the Indiana Belly Dance Collective. We have our Spring Bazaar this Saturday.
Oh,
and
wow.
so people can visit my Facebook page, which is like facebook.com, Adam Riviere Music. And again, Riviere is spelled Riviere, has its own little rhythm to it. So yes. So you can check out the event like there, because him and I will be teaching a very popular song, Aflela Walela, like in the morning. So we
beautiful.
have that going on, and then our band will be doing virtual performances in the evening. And then outside of that, I'm trying to think. I work with a variety of belly dancers. Either I'm writing music for them, or I'm accompanying them live on the fly. But in terms of bands, like I've been extremely busy, fortunately, just through my own individual projects. I'll kind of be invited if somebody goes, hey, we need some congas, or hey, we want, some darbuka, or hey, can you sit in for didge? Something that's unique. So I get hired out, or I do session work. But otherwise, I've been staying plenty busy on my own, which is great, but I love collaborating like no other, just because I've had my colleagues and other peers from like around the country and even over the ponds. That just, when you collaborate and work with other musicians, there's a lot of opportunities that pop up, and
really
also your own
is.
creativity.
It really is an amazing experience to be able to collaborate with somebody who has a specific understanding of how to do certain things. When I first made my first album, I wrote the music and I wrote the lyrics, and then I just went to my friends who were so much better at certain things than I was and said, hey, so just show me what you can do with this music. And it was kind of amazing what happened. And I think there's a special magic in that, to where when you have something that is your baby and you hand it to them, you say, hey, let's make this something much more than I could even imagine it to be. The collaboration situation for me has always been something that I have just adored doing. So I get that. There's a magic in collaborating. There really is. It's really amazing.
Oh, heck
So-
yeah. Yeah, and I said Andy Smith, he's my boy, and I let him get a little teaser for people. So, like, that's me and my man.
There you go.
Like my
Right
brother
there.
in indie rock. So yeah.
There you
So
go.
he's a phenomenal musician as well as a really great, songwriter. Because even for this weekend, we're pretty much just performing all his original compositions
That's
outside of
amazing.
just teaching Alfela Walela. No, it's a ton of fun. And you're
That's
right.
amazing. I do want to hear about Feel the Sunrise, because we're going to hear that next. So tell me about Feel the Sunrise.
That was a fun project. So that one was inspired. I was, again, helping out Mary Beth at of Athena. She would do these festivals, and be way out in the boonies, but you'd have hundreds upon hundreds of people show up to these things. And the one thing I remember a lot of these festivals was you had a lot of musicians that would literally, as the tradition goes, like it's called wake up the sun, which for me, and at that time I was trying to think, I still might have been in college, so kind of waking up with the sun wasn't my thing, but
I'm not good at waking up with the sun.
at any point, just to where, and I used to joke to my friends as to where I says the only reason why I'm waking up early or I'm answering this phone call, it's either it's a beautiful woman at the other end or somebody's giving me money, because otherwise there's no point to wake up.
Right.
Mine was like, yeah, I know, right? But it was inspired by just that very lovely energy of the festival and the people, the energy, just the vibe, everything about it was just so fulfilling and also sacred. Even though, yeah, I wasn't thrilled waking up early, but at the same time, when I would wake up, it was still just it was a nice little moment of you were just soaking it in, and it felt really good. And I wanted to kind of just recreate that with a lot of percussion, which this one you'll have a lot of that, djembe conversation with the congas, and then the didgeridoo, and I have I would say some samples of like a choir coming in. So something that's just very strong, uplifting, powerful, and something just when somebody's listening to it, this inspires them to either get up and dance and get involved.
Amen. All right. Well, there you go. We're going to talk to you a little bit later, and you're going to dance with us a little more. So,
Okay.
Yay for the dancing. But you guys, okay, so we have Feel the Sunrise right now. And then we have Pamela by James Artist. It's kind of a rock tune. I'm loving the rock people that are sending me stuff. Guys, I'll take it. I love it. And then we're going to hear St. Jeffrey by Doug Fox. It's kind of a rockabilly tune. Sometimes you just gotta love some rockabilly. I sing with a rockabilly group, and I love doing the harmonies. It just makes my heart happy. So I'm going to say this and give it out for all the kinds of music. I love this show. I love doing this show because I love to hear all the different kinds of music that we get to have on this show. So if you can see it, oh, look at that. That was silly. I'm not going to do that. Let's not do that. I hit the wrong button. Crazy. But You guys, I am so excited to let you guys hear this music right now. You guys, Adam saved my booty. Just saying. I had everything set up and my computer just died. I'm on Samuel's computer because he literally, from a gig, just walked in the door and handed me his computer. And I'm like, crap, what do we do? Technology can be beautiful and at times makes us want to scream. So thank you, Adam. That was amazing, by the way. That was amazing. Kind of shows you how technology can actually help you when you have loopers and all of that beautiful stuff. And when you know how to play all of those amazing instruments. Just saying. So what we're going to do is I would love to hear another song. And I'm going to see if we can I'm going to transfer the last set so that we can make sure we hear that. But then I want to hear from you and I want to hear what you have coming up next so that we can really follow you. And you're an amazing person. We need to be able to hear from you on a regular basis. So play us one more song so we can figure all this stuff out. And then I want to talk to you just a little bit. Sound great?
Yeah, I'll do another song. No worries.
Awesome. Tell us about the song first so we can definitely understand what is going on. Tell us the instruments you're playing. Tell us how you're doing it, because the people that watch love the technical side as well. So that's really going to be awesome.
Okay, sweet.
Cool. I'm going to take myself out and we're just going to listen to you.
Okay. Yeah, so obviously you just heard Technical Rain. So that was for you and everybody that while this fun action goes on. It's we wouldn't be in this time if something didn't go wrong. But as musicians, we got to shoot from the hip and use what we got to make it rock. So luckily my gear has yet to crash during this, so was able to fill in. So at least, some of the stuff that I am using, I've got, you can't see behind my crash symbol, but if you maybe get a little peek, whoop. So I'm using a program called Ableton Live. Ableton is the brand, and then Live is their software where they call, you hear all the geeks say a DAW, which is digital audio workstation, and it allows me to, as you heard earlier, I can just record and loop myself over and over, so that way I have Instafugue. And on my iPad, I'm utilizing a program that's called Touchable, and which is pretty much just duplicating what the program is, so I can actually mess with the interface here. So it's a lot easier for me just to press the buttons and manipulate everything right in front of me, more so than going back and programming, because I like to create and do stuff on the fly. This allows me to do it. So when I go to festivals or shows, my very first song is always going to be me interacting with the crowd, asking, hey, what do you want to hear, fast or slow, or what certain instruments, or even what key do you want to, hear it in? And which, for me, everybody's like, oh, that's so cool. That's, it's personal, which it is. I love interacting, but also it's for me to do a sound check as well. But I will play a song that I did for one of the first virtual music festivals I did last year. And I more or less just quickly wrote this for a friend of mine, now we're good friends, a dancer named Sarah Joy. And the festival was a Zaka festival run by Angie Never, who's a wonderfully, beautifully person, talented dancer as well, teacher, educator in both in dance and in yoga and everything else. So definitely check her out. And Zaka Fest, and Sarah Joy, who's a wonderful dancer and a beautiful human being. And so this song I'm going to play for you is called Roma Music Box. And so this one you're going to hear me play, darbuka, and you'll hear a lot of synth going on. And yeah, so I think it's mainly kind of focus on my darbuka, my congas, and my djembe, and maybe a little bit of didge. So Roma Music Box.
Amazing. Just going to say that. Ridiculous. I'm going to say I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. A little, sorry. But I'm just going to, I'm so glad if my internet and my computer went down with anybody, I'm glad it was with you, because that was remarkable. And I actually have people who got on and said, you know what? The computer went down, but I'm so glad I tuned in and I stayed, because that was crazy amazing. Like, there's comments happening. So amazing. I want to thank Samuel for giving me his computer so that I can keep going. But this was crazy awesome. I do have a question. What are you doing next? What are your new projects that are happening? Tell us what's going on next with you.
So the song that I just played, Roma Music Box, that is going to be part of my new album, hopefully this year, if nothing else crazy in this world goes on, or at least too crazy. You know, there's always crazy.
Right.
So the album's called Origins, and so that's what I'm really focused on, trying to get this done, because it was inspired by just so many dancers I've had the chance to work with, you know, for years. Not just in the like Oriental, or what we call like Raqs Sharqi, which is the Arabic, just mean Eastern dance. You know, also for like modern dance, as well as even experimental as well. Because even in this album, there's a lot of I would say there's like a diversity and variation, because there's even some of my roots of loving industrial music back in like late 80s, early 90s. So you'll hear a lot of that influence in one of the other songs I had called Dark Walk. So that I'm looking forward to I'm going to be at my Ohio Valley Indigenous Music Festival first weekend in June, Saturday and Sunday, teaching how to play didgeridoo, and also be one of the featured performers as well. And I'll have a booth. So I'm doing, you know, triple Ironman of just, I'm vending, teaching, performing, you know, that weekend. So, yeah, I've got a lot of like festival going blood that was brought into me early, did my share of, you know, little to no sleep, but just busting butt the whole time, and like no eating, but yet the music and the people just like really gets me going. Wow. So that, and hopefully with my band Indie Rocks, we're pretty much ready to start like recording an album. Luckily, just because all of us are, you know, nice and healthy and what have you. And so we're,
yay.
Yeah. And so we're getting back together again. So, you know, we have like we have a woman who does vocals, dances, and plays the oud and guitar, and then a gentleman who plays the qanun. So, which is spelled Qanun, or it could be Kanun. You know, when you're spelling like Arabic words or Turkish words in English, you can get anything. So I mean, that's been pretty much like my focus, and I've got a lot of stuff going at my recording studio, Playground Productions, which anybody's interested in checking that out, just playgroundindie.com. That's Playground.
That's right.
Then indie, just INDY.
If you guys, he's got a recording production studio. Check it out, guys. Check it out.
And rehearsals. We're
rehearsal space. That's right.
Yep, a 24/7 rehearsal space.
Nice.
So yeah, so
check
it's set up to where, yeah. And it's one thing, it's nice to where I've got my creative space as well as a space that I'm able to, you know, have available to other artists who need a space to where they can crank it up and not bother their neighbors or their roommates or family. So yeah, I think that's about what I've got going on right now so far, and also some art openings and doing some summer camps. One's going to be in Lawrence.
Wonderful.
And another one at another school that just hired me for the first time, and it's escaping my mind. So, but that's the action for right now, and hopefully it happens and hopefully it keeps on growing. But the big thing is the belly dance, the ATS. Well, it's formerly ATS, now FCBD or Fat Chance Belly Dance style dance in Michigan called Sacred Circles, and that happens in October.
Nice.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
Wonderful.
And then also hopefully the Irvington Halloween Festival will be really hopping this year at my studio and the beer garden that's right next to my studio, Black Acre. So yeah.
Gotta love it when the beer garden is right next to you. Gotta love that.
That is
absolutely. Well, because of the wonderfulness of my husband, who is like a computer god, we have the last set of music. So tell us about Helpless. Tell us about
Yep,
Helpless,
Helpless.
because we're going to hear this.
Yeah, so that song is very dear to my heart because it was a very talented musician, artist that I worked with years ago when I was doing my master's once upon a time. So yeah, this song was done like in like 2001, between 2001 and 2003. And so at the time, Katie Dahlgren was the vocalist, and this was my project, Rabid Velvet Weasels. Just because
That sounds so funny.
it sounded fun, and it was at the time, and so that was in my early 20s. So like any angsty 20 something of just, God, trying to figure out a band name is so lame. So I just came up with Rabid
Nice.
Velvet Weasels, and she was like, yeah, I like it. I was like, okay, cool. There we go. And
Cracks
so
me
this
up.
was one of my first like piano. Actually, it's about the only thing I've really composed on piano. And of course, the sad thing about it is that music is lost. I'd have to sit down again and try to reteach myself what I played. But it was,
wow.
yeah, because I lost all the sheet music and everything to it. So I have to
Oh my goodness.
relearn it. But I've got friends to where I can sit on like, okay, help, what chords was
Yeah, write this out for me.
Yeah.
Write this out for me so that I can know it for later, because this is actually one of the songs I loved this song.
Yeah, Katie
was
wrote the
like,
lyrics.
I loved it.
And I had all the music, everything done, and I just handed it to her. And then she goes, I got something. And then we came up with Helpless. So it's one of my
those
favorite works with
collaboration
her.
things that is magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm going to bring you back on at the end because, and I want you to be ready to play something short and fun at the end, because I just
Sure.
think
Okay.
I want to thank you so much for helping me through this moment.
Anytime.
For the 15th episode, we get to have fun and be thank you technology for making us get out of our box. So you're going to dance with us a little, and then we're going to go from there. So yay, dancing. So I thank you so much. And you guys, I want to do this. I'm going to pull this down just a little. That was my hand. Yay, hand. I want to thank my husband for being tech savvy and being just freaking amazing, because it's only because of Samuel that this is still happening. So thank you, Samuel. Okay, but we actually have 4 songs for you. I am so sorry that the 4th set didn't actually play all the way through, but we are going to have this play all the way through. Helpless, by Adam Riviere. Very amazing tune. And then Gotta Save Spock's Brain by 5 Year Mission. 5 Year Mission, people, they're amazing, hilarious. They do all their songs based off of Star Trek. It's ridiculous, amazing, I'm just saying. And then the Ballad of Rodolfo Fence by Shane Hose, kind of an electric tone poem. And then we have Wither by can't talk today. It's been one of those days. Skipping Stones. I want to thank everybody who helped through this situation. You guys have been amazing. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Adam. And let's hear some amazing music. Here we go.
Tales of Randy Sailor Man, bittersweet love and fading tales. The point was sharp, piercing flash, forcing a frozen tear to start. The sea is wild and dangerous here, sweet tasting wine poisons dreams. smell the coming rain. My entire world is swept away. Yearning eyes embrace my thighs. In my soul I scorn this moment of love. The rising sun has disappeared. You're the first light I've seen in years. All I've known, proven wrong. Here's your apple, go on and teach me. Distant thunder rolls. I'm afraid I'll be alone. Destiny deceiving my naive soul. Distant thunder rolls. I'm afraid I'll be alone. You gave me life. I need to live and breathe you, taste and feel you, twisting my insides and pulling me close. Now I need to live and breathe you, taste and feel you, twisting my insides and pulling me close.
night in June, a man in his shop devising an escape to the future abroad. Some called him a genius, others a loon, but no one could find him after that night in June. Years of obsessing over the concept of time. If he could fast forward, leave the present behind, leaving behind a wife and son, but never a trace of what he had done. He stood in the box and cranked up the dial to the year 1950, and with a smile he closed his eyes as his feet left the ground, floating through time without a sound. In a trance-like state he reappeared in the street with buildings as tall as his eye could see. He tried to run, but was struck by the force of a bright yellow wagon driven without the horse. Who was this man in the top hat and coat, appearing in Times Square in the middle of the road? Some call him a legend, some call him a myth, but no one knows what became of Rudolph Fitz.
You guys, you ready? Adam's coming on right now. Let's hear him last song. That was amazing. That was amazing. Guys, okay. So here we go. Adam, great job. You are amazing. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to say this before I put it out to the world. I'm going to edit this out so that we have it just kind of comes together and we have a beautiful making of a beautiful thing. I love editing. Editing is a gorgeous situation.
Yes,
love
it is.
editing. Love editing. But even without the editing, thank you. The show was amazing. And it gives me a little bit like I'm like having ideas of like making the artist maybe perform one song live just because, dude, people should hear their hearts. It's just a beautiful thing. I don't know. I'm implementing. It's only been the 15th episode, so I can change things up and have a lot of fun with it. Loving it. So thank you so much. I will say this to everybody who is out there. Remember the 5th of December. No, I'm just kidding. Remember that youtube.com/C for channel /Celtic Rain. That's where you can find us all the time. If you are just tuning in now, you can go, you can like it. Please like our channel. Yes. This is like the first time that my computer like died on me. Just saying. So there's always something extremely fun that happens in our show. Yay. So go subscribe right now and make sure and put the little bell in there so you know when it's coming. If you have music, send me your music. CelticRain777@gmail.com. Send it. As much as you send, I will play. I'm just saying. So send me all your music. I want it all. I want to play it beautiful. These are my requirements. Has to be a small label or independent artist. It has to be family friendly. Sorry, I don't do crazy stuff. Let's be nice to each other. Be nice to each other. Just saying. And number 3, it has to be halfway good. So it needs to be able to be played on the radio. If you could play on the radio, I'd play it. I play it all. So that's literally my requirements. I don't have a lot. So just let's have a great time. This is the Celtic Rain Radio Show. I'm telling you right now, it's been amazing. Thank you so much, Adam. Love you. And not kidding,
you, Rebecca.
We got to work together sometime soon because this is just inevitable. It has to happen. So love you. And so we're going to say goodnight. Good night, everybody. Good night.